We've all been there. Mixed signals, confusing body language, misinterpreted texts. They all lead to the question, do they like me? Sometimes the strongest of relationships can blossom out of the most casual and innocent friendships. Like personally, my boyfriend and I started off as friends. Slowly, I started to notice that he liked me more than a normal friend would. When he actually told me that he liked me and asked me out, I was kind of shocked. I didn't expect it, but thinking back, I missed a lot of the signs. They were clear as day right in front of me, but because I wasn't thinking that they could potentially be remarks of romance, I didn't catch on. The point of the story? Learn from my experience. Here are 24 telltale signs that someone might have a crush on you. Whether or not you have a crush on them is up to you. 1. They tell you that they want something more. This is the most obvious because they're literally saying that they want to be more than friends. If they tell you that they like you, hello! This is a risky situation though, because you might either want the same, not want the same, or like me, have never thought about it before and are totally taken aback. Thankfully, this is probably one of the last signs that will happen as long as you pay attention. 2. They hint at you to make a move. Sometimes people are too shy to come out and say their true feelings, especially if they're afraid of losing a friend from not having similar interests. The person may try to get you to make the first move, making remarks like, "It's almost like we're dating," or "Wow, I'm cold, I wish I had a jacket." Personally, I was reading an article that described girls' personalities based off of their names. Mine read something like, "The girl who all the boys are in love with," and I told him, to which he responded, "Haha, yeah, all of them." My blissfully ignorant self totally didn't realize when he said all of them, he literally meant all of them, including himself. It was a low-key way of him hinting, but it went totally over my head. 3. They don't refer to you as a friend. When introducing you to someone, they won't call you just their friend. They'll either only call you by name or close friend. Also, the way they speak about you has a lot to say. You can normally hear the affection in their voice as they talk about you to another, so listen for that. 4. They casually touch you. When people who care about one another are in close proximity, like magnets, they get this urge to have physical contact with one another. A friend who likes another friend will definitely look for opportunities to have any contact with them. They'll sit real close to them on the couch and casually put their arm around you, hug you any opportunity they can get, touch your arm as they laugh at a joke you made, nudging with their elbow, anything like that. Physical touching might not necessarily indicate romantic intentions, but consistent and unnecessary touching could hint at a deeper desire. 5. They make excuses to be alone with you. If you have a crush on someone, it's very frustrating to not have time alone with them. So if a friend keeps asking you to hang out just the two of you, that's a good indicator. Maybe they'll text you to go see a movie using the excuse that everyone else they asked is busy, or asking you to come hang out with them because they're bored. And when you're in groups, they'll try to cling to you as much as possible. 6. Their eye contact with you is unusual. Like they say, eyes are the windows into the soul. If you find your friend constantly looking at you or staring into your eyes, it's probably because you have a special place in their soul. Incredible amounts of emotion can be communicated through the eyes alone, and sometimes a look shows more of someone's feelings for another than words alone. If you catch a friend staring at you often, it might hint at their attraction for you. 7. They ask you out. They might not use the word date, but if they're like, "I happen to have an extra ticket to this concert that I know you love the band, wanna come?" It might not be a coincidence. Even if it's just an impromptu call for a Taco Bell run, it could be romantic. Take notice when you're out with them, or even in with them watching Netflix, and see if it's a date or not. 8. They ask you about your past relationships. This could also just be a friendly question, but it's an indicator that they want to know more about your romantic past. Have you had many significant others before? How did your last relationship end? How long were your previous relationships? This enables the friend to envision what kind of person you'd be like in a relationship. 9. They ask about your future plans. Ding ding ding, this is a winner. If they're asking you about future, they're trying to see if it's possible for them to imagine a future with you. If you're planning on moving across country for school and they are staying put, this might make them stop having hopes for a future. But if you both have semi-consistent futures idealized, no plans of moving or traveling for work or whatever, then it's good to pursue that relationship. I knew a guy who had a huge crush on this girl only to find out she was going to move to South Africa to work for a nonprofit. So learning that made him unkindle his flame for her, since a future together wasn't possible right now. 10. They get defensive when someone else tries to make a move. Jealousy is definitely one of the most undeniable signs of a deep desire for someone. If they get pissy that you went on a date with someone else, it's probably because they wish they were there instead. They're jealous because it is as though they've failed their own hopes and dreams of being the one you're romantically involved with, and they want to be in that position. Unless someone really cares deeply for a person, seeing a friend with someone else should not cause jealous feelings or any other passionate emotions. 11. They get angry at the little things. Sometimes a person who has a secret desire for love can be under a lot of stress and tend to lash out. Be aware that it's not necessarily abusive if they become snippy around couples or other people who are in relationships. It could be an indicator of strong feelings. They feel like they're trapped in a world where they will never be with who they love, and that no one understands their pain, so it might cause some angry reactions. However, if they have the jealousy issues, they might be abusive and toxic in the future. Be on red alert for this sign and see if you can find out if they're a little pissed off or actively abusive. 12. They remember important dates. They never have to ask when your birthday is or if you have an important event coming up. They remember these dates because they're important to you and want to use them as a talking point and to prove to you how much they care. 13. Their body language screams it. Along with eye contact, body language is a huge indicator of love interest. For example, women will toss their hair or play with it and smile more than usual, while men try to take up as much space as possible in order to draw attention to themselves. They might go out of their way to fix the tag sticking out of your shirt or help you with your books, which could be a friendly gesture, but also a deeper connection with you. 14. They flirt with you. Even if the person is less outgoing and doesn't know how to flirt, they will definitely act a little strange around you. Maybe you find them fixing their hair a lot when you're around or twitching because they're trying to be as attractive as possible in your presence. More outgoing individuals tend to be more obviously flirtatious, but the introverts among us have subtle ways of showing interest. If they ask you tons of questions and keep the conversation going between you two, although they're usually pretty quiet, this shows that they're captivated by your words. Flirting is a way to test the waters and see if you show any interest back, so be aware and act accordingly. 15. They talk about you a lot to their friends. If a friend cannot shut up about you to their friends or even their family, it means you hold a special place in their heart. Did you hear what so-and-so did yesterday? So-and-so got a new dog. The other day I was in class and so-and-so made this hilarious joke. Any of these are good excuses for bringing up a crush to their friends. Their friends will definitely take notice and might even say to you if the situation arises, "Did you know so-and-so is always going on and on and on about you?" A friend who talks about you constantly shows signs of affections that go beyond the typical friendship. 16. They improve their physical appearance around you. Maybe they're a sloucher and tend to sit up straighter when you're in the room. Maybe they put on more makeup than usual if they know you're going to be around. Men may nervously smooth their shirts or fix their hair when in the presence of someone they're attracted to. It's a subtle way to impress a friend you may have feelings for. 17. They hint or let you know that they are definitely single. Constantly talking about how you're single is a sign that you wish you weren't, and that the other person should fill the void. There is no real reason to reveal this information unless a relationship is desired. Sometimes it's casually mentioned, but if it's brought up over and over, it's trying to drill the idea into your head. 18. They stalk you, but not in a creepy way. We've all been there, staying up till the early hours of dawn, going through all your crush's Facebook photos and learning about their friends, family, and what they do for fun, all that. If a friend of yours accidentally likes a photo of yours from 2012, you know what they were doing back there and they definitely have feelings for you. 19. They don't block your advances. If you're being affectionate towards them, either because you like them as well or something, they will gladly accept it and embrace it. If you lean into them on the couch, they'll gladly put their arm around you rather than scoot away. If you reach for their hand, they'll take it without a second thought. When a friend allows another to make advances on them, it's a sign that they have considered and are ready and willing for a relationship to progress to something more. They make the move. When a friend is tired of waiting or is sure you maybe feel the same back, they will throw caution to the wind and just go for it. They'll make moves on you, whether emotionally, physically, socially, and whether or not you accept it or support it is up to you. But if they actually make a move on you, it's obvious that they're interested. 21. They may act more masculine or girly around you. Sometimes girls will giggle a lot around boys they like, batting their eyelashes and talking with a higher-pitched tone. Guys tend to act stronger and manlier by not being afraid of anything or talking with a lower tone or using their strength whenever the opportunity arises. This is from prehistoric times when these qualities were what attracted the other sex. This may come out in some individuals, but definitely isn't always the case these days. 22. They tell you their secrets and when they are hurting. When a friend views you as someone they truly care for, they'll tell you their deepest issues and start to rely on you to cheer them up. If they have a crush on you, the only thing that might make them feel better is to have your momentary support. By communicating various troubles and embracing one another's pain, this is a sign that your relationship is forming a deeper bond. 23. They expect a lot from you. If you don't respond to their texts, they might get low-key offended. Or if you haven't hung out with them in a while, it'll get them down. Because they like you, they want your attention as much as humanly possible. If you show up late or forget a promise you made them, they'll be very let down. You mean more to them than anyone else. To them, any mistake you make is seen as an attempt to show them that you do not care for them as much as you do. Watch this and treat the relationship with just as much love and care as they do. 24. They try to make you jealous. One of the classic ways to get with a friend is to try and make them jealous. Maybe they'll talk to you about how they find so-and-so attractive or talk about how they went on a date, mainly to gauge your reaction and see if you're bothered by this. If you're happy for them, it'll show that you aren't jealous and didn't consider a relationship. This is somewhat manipulative and confusing with the mixed signals, but it's usually easy to tell if the other person is trying to make you jealous or not. If they're at a party with another but are constantly looking at you, you know where their heart really is. In the end, it's hard to figure out when someone likes you more than a friend. Sometimes you'll end up like me, totally oblivious and then surprised when a friend tells you they did like you, but being like me isn't that bad. After that happened, my mind opened up to the possibility of liking him back. I realized that maybe I'd accidentally put him in the friend zone and that I could see a future with him. So I said, why not? And gave dating him a try, and now 3 years later, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So hopefully this list will help you determine whether or not someone likes you more than a friend. But either way, it's about how you react that will make or break your future with this individual. Good luck and love broadly. What's your story?